Hey guys, this is BenGGie with Team Legacy Invaders, and I am here with the Noodle Monarch.
What's up?
All right, cool. We are going to check out game one of the Build Your Legacy tournament, top eight, and we're going to start this now. All right, so we're actually going to be checking out one of our top players, Tjarkvos, and he's
Okay.
actually got a really high rank on the Dev Pro leaderboard,
Okay.
and he's up against my boy Jukebox, and I believe it's Mermails versus, oh, dang, what the hell is he playing? I don't know. Remember, well, I'll remember as soon as we say it.
Okay. Well, it's rock paper scissors.
Oh, yes. Well, he had paper and he had scissors. All right.
Okay.
So it's
So
a
standby
TCG
phase.
tournament. So everything here is TCG. There. Um, yeah. So we set up this nice background for everything,
Okay.
and yeah, he's got frogs.
And the frog is on the field, and the maxi has been chained, which is gonna severely limit his plays, unless he wants to go through it and he can set up a board that can work around whatever amount of cards his opponent has. If he can make three negates, I think he'll be fine. But I don't know if he'll be able to make that.
Yeah. Well, it's a Mermail deck, so it doesn't make that many negates.
Oh, it's a mermail deck. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
possible he can play out one Toad or something, which
yeah,
he would only give his opponent one extra card, which would be reasonable.
yeah. Okay, there we go. He let it go. Okay, I think that was the right move. At least that's what I would have done. I really don't like giving my opponent cards.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. The other player is playing Mermails. He's playing frogs. That's what it was. Tjarkvos is
Oh,
playing
okay.
Paleo frogs. No, you're right. I was wondering, like, I don't think the Mermail deck plays this many trap cards.
He just did the exact same play.
Yeah, but he didn't get max seed.
Yeah. Okay, so he's probably gonna make the totally awesome. Oh well, he doesn't have another frog in the graveyard just yet.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
could do so
so
much more with these water monsters in the Mermail deck, I feel like. Discarding them for
yeah,
things.
but the issue with the Mermail deck is just that it requires so many moving pieces already. It's kind of hard to it's kind of very similar to Monarchs, where it's kind of hard to um to innovate much of the main deck because of that.
Yeah, you can only squeeze in so many cards without messing up other pieces.
Exactly, because like with if you play Mermails, you need your Atlanteans, you need your Mermails, you need the right ratios of those, and now you're putting in frogs in there too. Which and the frog effects work off the Atlantean effects, but they don't work off the Mermail effects.
Okay.
Very similar to how with monarchs, you need to not only have your spells and traps that work with the monarchs, but you also need your tribute fodder for the actual monarchs themselves. And then the spells and traps don't usually work with the tribute fodder.
All right. All
Okay, and
right.
there's Paleozoic Canadia.
Yeah, I can never remember the names. Book of Moon has been played. So that'll stop a
Yeah.
totally awesome play.
Thank Canada right there, man.
Yeah. We did a how to
Okay,
we
so
did a how to play paleo video and we referred to them all by other cards. The shrink, the MST. All right, one for
okay,
one
and
is played.
I don't know if this is the most optimal place because he had to give up the marksman, so I don't know how optimal that's going to be, but we'll see what happens. So he's got the Neptibus. Neptibus is going to activate. It's probably going to send Dragoons to the graveyard. There's the Dragoons right there.
But with such a small
And
hand, can he do so much with that?
I don't know. That is a great question. How far under the sea can this guy go? Will he go to SpongeBob's house?
Well, I assume they only
But
need three waters in hand to play what's his name? The big guy.
okay,
Megalo.
there's the Megalo. Okay. Um, he might be able to go for the OTK. Depends on what he discards. Okay, so he's gonna target a face down and another dragoons. Okay, he can probably get the Molan Glacier if he needs it.
Assuming his count is right. If he has five.
Yeah, which we can't look at his graveyard, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's the
I don't know,
problem
but
with
right now
recording
the
these
match
early.
seems have the right now the match seems heavily in favor of the Mermail player.
Yeah, Jukebox has a really sick Mermail deck. We did a how to play Mermail video a while back, but it was pre-Toad, so we got to do this over again.
Okay, so then he did get the Molan Glacier. Molan Glacier is in hand, ready to snipe. He's got the MLG hat on, Doritos, and boom, right there. That could be good or bad for the other player. Depends on what that face down is, because this could either discard two trap cards that can send it to the graveyard, or okay, there one of them is a trap card.
And one was a swap frog. It was Marilla and swap frog.
No, so now this is just very dependent on what he has face down. Because if it's something that can bring back his trap cards in the graveyard, he can make the comeback play. But if it's not, if this is just a bluff, then we have a problem.
It could just be like a Storming Mirror Force.
Do frog players run salvage?
Uh, I don't
I
think
feel like that'd
so.
be a great card to run because they have such weak attacks.
They do, but I don't think they play salvage. Um, I feel like they want to just make sure they get to them to begin with, and then everything else is traps.
Yeah. Okay, so the attack goes. If the attack goes through, I think this might be game.
It definitely should be, but who knows? It could be Storming Mirror Force. Because
Yeah, it could be Rippling Mirror Force.
yeah, it could be. I don't think trap. I don't think they
Uh,
play that. Oh, his time ran out. That's weird.
yeah, his time ran out.
All right. Well, he was definitely going to lose there, assuming nothing else happened.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so now they're going to the side game, and I don't know what these guys can actually side against themselves. Seeing as how they're both running very similar decks.
I feel like Mizuchi should be replaced with the Trap Negator. It just feels like it makes more sense.
It might be, and maybe he just didn't think that he was going to go up against a trap heavy deck.
Yeah, you never really know until you start.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
actually
its tournaments are a little bit more constricted, but usually for anyone that plays YGO Pro, if you just play just singles and matches, you run into the weirdest of decks, man.
Yeah, well, it's less weird when you play ranked, but in yeah,
Yeah,
in unranked you run into some really weird stuff.
yeah. When you play ranked, everything kind of settles down. Unranked is just like the deep end. That is like that's where you meet some really creative people sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's where
I
you're
feel
going to
like
learn the more interesting stuff, I think.
I feel like unranked is just filled with a lot of people that just want to create loops. Just people endlessly looking for loops.
Well, when you find something that works in something, playable or competitive, you can
Okay,
always apply
the unranked is a loop of people searching for loops.
it. It's a loop within a loop.
Exactly. Loopception.
All right.
Lupe tortilla.
So Jarkvos is going to set. Uh, I
I
assume he's
want
going to
some
set
food right
everything.
now.
Most likely set
Okay.
everything.
So he's gonna set everything. He's gonna go set three, set four, pass if you count the monster. Um
Probably saved one to
ooh,
keep
the
one of
twin
his cards
twister.
live.
And here comes the twin twister, not giving a damn about that back row. And he hit a key card, which was a storming mirror force. And a second twin twister. Oh, but what can he do with two cards?
Depends on what they
Oh,
are.
never mind. Apparently he can do a lot.
Yeah, he's
The
got
deep
like
sea
the
diva
best
just hit the
possible
field.
card you can have in this situation.
Yeah.
This is the game I actually was hoping would have made it to the finals, but of course it came up early in the pairings
Hmm.
in terms of players.
If I play in this tournament, I'm playing using Zephyr. I want to see how far I can go with that.
Well, I tried my Cyframes, and these are both of the players that I lost to on my way up.
Oh.
The only two players I lost to on my way up.
All right, so the Dragoons fetch the Neptibus. Here come that boy doing what Neptibus does, which apparently is just free card advantage.
Yeah, triggering two card effects for one.
You can say that Neptibus is triggered. Oh, here comes the Tatsunoko, which is a very, very good card. Tatsunoko, I believe at the release, this was probably one of the most undervalued cards I ever saw upon release.
Isn't there another card that does something very similar that's just not a synchro monster? Like a eccentric boy, I think.
Oh no no there yeah it's an effect monster. It's like it's a level 3. I think it's a warrior.
Yeah, but it could use a monster in your hand as for synchro material, but I forget if the eccentric boy is the tuner or the non-tuner.
I do not know,
I
but
guess it's just nice to have Tatsunoko come out and then you can just do it mid-play and bring it out whenever it's important.
can Tatsunoko synchro during either player? No, it can't. Huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
not
don't
an
know.
Excel synchron monster. It's just a synchro monster. It's just a tuner.
Yeah, I don't know if he either misplayed or if he thought he could do more and just didn't, or if he's just playing it safe.
Well, I mean, there's not many monsters you'd set in frogs. It's probably a frog. So, I mean, it could be Rodent Toadin or Dupe Frog, so it's not going to get over it.
Mhm.
Unless it's swap
So
frog.
the frog player set one card, and he ended his turn. Depending on what this card could be, it could be an activator for all his trap cards in his graveyard. I believe he has two. I think.
Yeah, you mentioned a storming went, and then another one went.
Yeah, Canada's in the graveyard right now.
Yeah,
Okay, and then he's got the okay. The Maria agreed. Got activated. So okay. Ooh. Oh man, really? Those two cards? I don't know if I would have done that.
yeah. Neptibus is hard to give up, I think, in this scenario.
Oh well, he got it again, so what
Okay,
doesn't matter. Oh, he got the Solemn.
okay.
Old man
Well,
that
at
star.
least he managed to trade in one of his useless spell for something hopefully more
Yeah,
productive.
old man Jenkins has no is straight up is not giving a shit.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Ronin Totem, so he couldn't get over it. So he took the
Okay,
300 damage just to find out. That could be bad, because
he joined the 300 club.
yeah,
This is a stalemate.
yeah. I guess
This is like trying to eat a steak with a butter knife right here.
yeah. I kind of feel like the Mermail player Jukebox should be in a better scenario with less cards. Like I think
I
the
feel like
Paleos kind of need more cards to combo.
well, I don't know if he just doesn't run any other synchro monsters because okay, well Royal Decree is great, but it doesn't prevent your opponent from activating trap cards.
Yeah, but
And there they go.
oh, and he can respond to Royal Decree. That's definitely a backfire.
Yeah, once per chain when a trap card is activated. Boop, boop. Okay, so here we go. So I guess now he's not afraid of just like going ham. That could have been it. Maybe he just didn't want to make more plays, thinking that he had more back row. Because that could be very much a solemn notice that he has set.
Yeah.
Man, I really want Solemn Warning to come back to two.
Well, if, maybe if they mixed it up a little and just went two notice, two warning, the price of
Yeah.
notice can drop.
Okay, so Mermail player is proceeding to go ham. He is going to go fishing for frogs tonight.
Well, one of those infantry isn't going to accomplish anything because it's unaffected by monster effects on Pikaia.
I really don't like it when archetypes get built in protection like that. I'm not a fan of that at all.
Like Magispectors not being able to be
Yep.
targeted.
Magispectors, Paleozoics, like that kind of stuff is just, oh, I don't like it.
Cosmo.
On Cosmo, on the bright side, the Paleozoic in battle, what's going to do is that it's going to banish it, so it will stop that loop from going on. But activating something back from the graveyard, I can't tell what he has in the graveyard from this angle, but
I'm pretty sure he
okay, there it
has
is.
a Canadian,
Canada's activating.
but I'm pretty sure he did that by accident because I feel like he's
Oh,
having,
really?
yeah.
I mean, he
I
may just
mean,
didn't. Maybe he
but
thought he was
as a
going to get
misplay,
OTK.
like yeah, he didn't want to lose, so he probably forgot about the royal decree. That or he needed it to survive. It looks like it could have been a little bit of both.
Okay, so he's got one card in hand. Now, I don't know. He's got two cards in hand. I don't know what he can draw into considering he's got 36 cards. Shut your mouth, Romero. Shut your goddamn mouth. Don't you ever.
You draw into the best possible card you can draw into, of course.
Okay, so.
Now I feel like it would be the same thing if he draws Soul Charge now, because he has so much life points and nothing else going on really. That would like break the game, I feel like also. Oh,
It's a battle of the top decks at this point. All right, so what did he top deck? Well, I mean, even if he top decks the Soul Charge, he only has 1,000 life points.
oh no, I was thinking the Mermail player could top deck a
Oh
Soul
yeah, the
Charge
Mermaid
there.
Player, he could top deck.
That would have been like
Yeah,
the
he's
reverse
got.
Raigeki. Like, hey, let me bring everything back and more. You know?
Okay, so he said another card, but even with this top deck war going on, advantage is in the Mermaid player because one he has just more card advantage. He's got 4 cards to his opponent's 2 cards, and to top it off, these 2 cards more likely are trap cards that are currently being negated by Royal Decree,
I
and his
also
other Paleozoic monsters are banished.
yeah, so there's nothing even in the graveyard. He'd have to resolve one of them just to put it in the graveyard, and then he'd have to resolve the other one just to revive the other one from the graveyard, assuming they're
Yeah.
both
Okay.
Paleos.
Hey, look, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
So he's in the graveyard. He doesn't want to get attacked for game. Depending on what this is the deciding factor right here. And there's a jar agreed, so the cards can activate from the graveyard.
All right. I'm thinking that the only card that would be productive from the draw at this point would be a Swap Frog, because then he can make
Wow.
Ronin Toned live.
Jar of Greed seems really good in this deck too. I didn't even think of that.
I love Jar of Greed. I used to play it at 3, but that was because Heavy Storm was out, and I wanted people to burn it. But I mean, that was like, I don't know, 15 years ago.
15 years ago, too late. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I never understood why people didn't Jar of Greed. Granted, it's a trap card, but my thing was behind it, like, if you run Upstart, why don't you just run Jar of Greed?
I mean, in a slow format, slow game, it really shouldn't matter which one you're running, but in a fast format, I guess Upstart makes more sense. But if in a slow format like Goat or something like that, or something even
Yeah.
older, um, Upstart seems fine.
But well,
I
here's the
mean,
thing: like a lot of
I mean
players,
Jar of
like
Greed.
their
Sorry, I
their
said
main
Upstart.
out to trap cards are Twin Twisters. I mean, if you wasted Twin Twisters on a draw, like, what are you really accomplishing?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of just go into all plays assuming I'm going to get Twin Twister, just set everything. We're in a. All right,
True.
so that's a 2-0 for Jukebox. So that's going to wrap up this duel in round 1, and we'll be back with game 2 shortly. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe. Go check out the Noodle Monarch. I'll be linking him at the end as well. Leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Toodaloo.